Hello, welcome back. Last time I dropped some trapdoors and worried a whole lot about it. Just now I noticed that this is here. That would be a return trip from a secret room that exists to the west of this, which means the only way you could access that is with one of these rafts, which means one of these tiles is exitable I'm in the wrong room. I need to be here. There are no rafts in this room. So, wait a minute, that means that... I mean, there are, but they're landlocked. No rafts in this room. None in this room, so that means that I... Wait, hang on, there is one. Oh, look at you, sneaky little thing. Okay, let's do a secret, I guess. Of course, I should have also noticed that strange force arrow there, but somehow I didn't. Could be any of these tiles. Definitely is that tile. Okay, that's the only one. And if I try to go east, nothing happens. Oh boy, secret variant of that? Really? So what's different? So raft's the only way back? Sure, this looks, at first glance, pretty much the same. Something might be a little bit different about those roaches. Ooh, fire trap. Fire trap? Fire trap. Okay, I think I understand. I need to test something, though. How smart is health? So if I were to create... Let's see, how will I do this? Here's young health.
What did I miss?
Nothing. Here's a trapdoor. Here's a little maze for him to go through. The toughest maze in the world. Here are ortho squares. If there's a fire trap here that activates when Bethro steps, I don't know, here-ish.
Follow me.
Yeah.
So he wants to get to me. What happens if this happens? He does stop, so he's aware. He's aware of the fire trap. And he knows how ortho squares work, so he won't attempt to follow through there while that's on. Okay. So he will stop. What's the name of the hold I'm playing? Floating Friendship Facility. So Half... will stop coming toward me in this direction as soon as I step here. I can't request that he step on this. There's nothing to bump for that. If I go in here without him stepping on those, the evil eyes will see me and get away. This orb needs to be used. Okay, so I need to drop all trapdoors. And use the orb. I'm starting to wonder if this is some weird inversion where I want to actually just drop all the trapdoors, not interact with these, and somehow make that all work. Yes, I know exactly how. Well, no, I don't drop all the trapdoors. What I have to do... Okay, I know exactly what to do here. This will be much easier than its predecessor. Yeah, I don't have to do much of anything fancy at all. I do need to keep these all droppable, but that shouldn't be too hard. I'll just route him across, like, that one plate. So here's what I'm gonna do. All of this is a bad idea. Some of that might not have been. I just need a route that will take him across a plate.
Come on.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter which.
Stay put.
Yeah, sure.
It does matter a little bit.
No problem.
So if he's trying to come with me... You know what? That's good enough. Now Half's gonna hold still. He didn't. Why... Hold on, those are closed... That deactivates the fire trap. But nothing activates it? Wait, so this fire trap has no bearing on the puzzle at all? So the fire trap's always off. Evil eyes are positioned slightly differently. There are 10 now and only 9 pressure plates. Okay, so I completely misinterpreted something. So this is just a vestige of how this used to be laid out. Having that off... Okay, I have an inclination. Another thing to try is, what if I ask Half to follow me,
Come on.
Okay.
then just completely cut off... Okay, well I need to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay.
It's a little hard to do. Let's pretend those roaches aren't a problem. If I completely cut him off, having him follow me means he's gonna do this. Take care of the roaches in theory.
Stay put.
Yeah,
Then I could
sure.
park him there, and I do have to go through here myself, but I'd park him on one of these. How would I do that? No, there are several problems here. So, alright. Problem number 1. Half stepping on...
Follow me.
Yeah.
pressure plate as I do this.
Follow me.
Yeah.
Well, now he's on the same side as me. I'm trying to get him to make his circuit around here without stepping on any of these. But that does involve cutting myself off completely from the side that he's on. Okay. Well, while I work on that, even though this will probably lose me the puzzle in other ways, let's just see what exactly happens when I do this. So the roaches die. And let's pretend that I can... Now I'm still going to want to drop all those trapdoors. So Half, come my way. Step here, stay here.
Sure.
Just enjoy your life in that spot because that's where you're going to live for the foreseeable future. Problem is this side is completely cut off. But it wouldn't be if I dropped all the trapdoors on the way here. Okay, I think I pretty much got the gist of this. Still can't touch these, so this remains a trapdoor puzzle. It is fine that I left that there. In fact, I think it was required. I have problems here. So let's undo that.
Follow me.
Yep.
And this time I can just drop like this. And that's totally fine. Now, trapdoor dropping. I mean, I might as well work on it now. Shouldn't be a big deal. I just need to make sure he lands on a trapdoor as he comes by. Which again, shouldn't be a big deal.
Stay put.
Yeah, sure.
This feels right. I appreciate this sort of like silly easier variation on the room instead of the traditional secret thing where it's like the room it's based on but has some extra much harder constraint. This is just like spot the thing that's different, do a completely different action that ends up being easier than the main one, and everything's cool. Okay. Well, that was neat. Yeah, I definitely like this approach to secret rooms. It's nice. Alright, Beethro also lives there forever. Alright, so Half on the island forever, Beethro on the island forever, Beethro's clone continues the adventure. Here's a room I've stepped into but haven't done. It involves a gentry eye. Oh boy. This is of course on a tunnel, so no placing doubles there. I have no pushing tool. Oh, what is this? It's hard to tell. I guess what it is somebody has to be sitting here permanently and somebody has to be sitting here permanently. So Beethro can step in and do that. I'm gonna guess Gentry Eye probably sits here with like, you know, a decoy here facing this way, a decoy here facing this way, or something like that. Gentry Eye can just happily move across active fire traps. Half cannot. So that would be a way to discriminate between the reachable tiles for the two of them if I need to. Now I can't request to him that he open a thing. Those do turn off with this. That turns out... Okay, so like the only thing I could do... Ah. What? Well, if that's a trapdoor and that's a bridge, then it seems like I have some problems. Let's see, so one thing I happen to know I can do... Okay, so this is silly. I can place a Mimic on an active fire trap and not have it die that turn. So by doing this, because I'm forced a diagonal out of that, that gets the Mimic on there. Which is cool, and I could actually get it back off too if I wanted. But the Gentry Eye remains a problem. This is opened only by that, and nobody seemingly can get in there. If there were a way I could ask Half to do it. But I don't know one. Wait a second. Well, if the Mimic Potion were here, I could just use it and clear the room. I can put this here, but then I can't step northwest. And I can't cause a slide to the northwest. That's not how slides work. 2 decoys. Okay. Next idea.
Come on.
Okay.
Maybe I can get Half to follow me. into this spot somehow. Let's see, so how does he react to decoys as obstacles? Could I use something like this? Well, that's not quite what I want. I guess like, I don't know, this? And then, I don't know, this? Well, if I'm doing that, then why not? Okay, let's see if I do that, and I ask Half to follow...
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's a broken wall. He stepped south. I'd prefer if he had stepped north. I'm trying to determine something about your behavior here, Half. And if I block it like that, it's going to block B through 2.
Come on.
Okay.
No, I could put a sword there.
Follow me.
Yeah.
So if you are in this situation, you do go north. If you're in this situation, you go through there. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way I can convince him to step onto that force arrow, because it looks an awful lot like Half's the only one who can go through here. There are no doors that I can tap. There's a door, but I can't tap it. There are other mechanisms toggled by the pressure plates, but I can't tap them. So the only way he would go through here is if I can get him to step mostly of his own accord onto this. Hey, look at this sneaky little thing right here. Another one of those. So that exists. There is a raft in this room. Okay, so additional secret access up there. Okay, so...
Follow me.
Yeah.
Half distance. If I'm asking him to follow me,
Come on.
he's gonna stick pretty close to me generally. Like, I can't do anything in that kind of arrangement to get him to want to go north that way. Like, I want the two of us to split apart. But I mean, if he just treats those as normal obstacles, then with just normal obstacles, I can't get that kind of distance. I can get this kind of distance, and that's all. That kills me every which way I do it. And, you know, it kills a mimic just as effectively. Just to look at what'll happen. Mimic dies, Mimic just sits there. Okay. Still feels like I have kind of the right idea. With, maybe with a Mimic's cooperation. Hang on, let's think about, if I were to take this approach, if I could successfully get Half onto this, he'd still be in follow me state. And walk all the way through there, releasing the Gentrii, who wouldn't bite him because he's unbiteable. By them, at least. So Gentrii gets released. Perhaps better than that would be if I could use a decoy to stop him from having a path back right when he lands in this spot. How would I ever get to this platform if I wanted to get to this secret? I can't disarm myself or anything. I can't become Half. Again, there's no pushing weapon. These toggle with that. Oh, that might change things. Oh, that changes several things. Hold up. If those toggle with that, then suppose I were to go back to doing this. Probably have to spend both of my decoys on this. That's fine. Maybe not. Maybe I can do it with one. Alright, so if you go there, you do that. So with those off, Beethro can step in here and die. But maybe he could encourage Hal to also be able to do something. If I want Half in, like, to touch an outer wall, if I just have, like, some random obstacle here, and he follows me, then yeah, that's no problem. I can get him all the way out to the outer wall, sure. That might be how I spend my other decoy. Yeah, he can follow through there as long as... Okay. So say I would decoy here. Decoy here. Follow me, not yet. Here, follow me but with some distance. You're following, you have some distance. You're against this now. Accomplishing nothing.
Ow, that hurts.
So if I'd squish him against, like, this surface, then I'd walk over here, get him to step on that. How would any of that happen?
Follow me.
Yep.
Here. I know I want you here. I think I might want you here still.
Come on.
Okay.
This orientation's not the best. I'd rather have...
Follow me.
Yep.
that one. There we go. Something like that. So that gives me the health distance in the sword direction I wanted. I lost some health distance. I lost a decoy. I can't make that
I died.
diagonal step. Oh, interesting.
Hey, I died.
He dies before the mimic moves. Okay. Let's pretend the mimic's not doing what it's doing. No, I already tried this. I can't get him to edge up that way like that. If I could land him on there, in a spot where Beethro could subsequently step east, he would then have no choice but to go around there. Stepping east would kill this mimic, putting a stop to any plan I would have to do this, to have the mimic block off the passage. I was planning to do something like that, to have him become blocked, but then stuck there and unable to return. But he has to step onto here in the first place. Now the other thing is that this allows me to step here, yes. But then I just die. So at no point do I want to put Beethro here because he goes to his doom there. Except at the point that the room's clear and I've moved the Gentry already and I want to get on this platform. That's going to be tough. So yeah, I have to get health to mount these force arrows, huh?
Ow, that hurts.
And the only way that's going to happen is if that mimic is there. Okay, so... let's make up a situation.
What's going on?
I don't know, I can't tell. Testing's going on. So I want to convince him to step on that. Right, so that's fine. Here, let's first just try and see if he will step
Okay.
onto that in this situation. He will. Okay, so no complaints at all about that. That does involve moving Beethro to the east, though, which is a problem for the Mimic. I could use another decoy sword to hold it in place, though. Because in that situation, I didn't have... yeah, so he has no qualms about stepping on force arrows, and that's what I needed to know there. In that situation, I did have another well, this guy was doing me no good. Alright, so here's the plan. Approximately... oh dear, I have to make diagonal moves to do that, though, so that doesn't work. Shoot. My plan was to place the Mimic, then be able to get here and do this, but that doesn't work. And I have to be able to place the Mimic here. Then if I later drink a decoy potion, then that Mimic's gonna step here and die. Or step here and get out. Unless Half is positioned there. Okay. It's a thought. But how would I position Half there? Okay, so here's what I do. Well, that's no good.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing I can do to move him that far north yet.
Follow me.
Yeah.
This is complicated. Without using both decoys... I mean, I have to have this tile and this tile blocked. What I'm trying to do is also block this tile so that I can... that only has to be temporary. So that I can step in here, place this facing... here facing this way, so that I have full blockage for stepping to the east without disrupting the Mimic. Why do I care about that? Now, a thing that changes there is that fire trap deactivates, in case that matters. I mean, yeah, my whole plan here is just to have Health get stuck on this plate by not being able to get to his... well, if his destination is Beethro, that's different from being an orb. Yeah, like there's a lot of inferences I have to make about his behavior, so I'm going to actually test them specifically.
Come on.
Okay.
Sure, of course you will do that. Which complicates things greatly.
Follow me.
Yep.
If I wait here, you're already at me. If you do that, sure. If I do this, you still come to me. Of course you do. Well, okay, so I need what? A mimic sword? If I had a mimic sword...
Come on.
Okay.
You're coming to me... You stopped coming to me. He does stop when I do that. Okay. So confirm that that can make him stop moving, but it's gonna move itself. So be ready for that, if that's your plan. I mean, I'd be ready for it if I could... So make the southwest move the only one that gets the mimic out of there. So decoy, sword, temporarily health. Well, okay, so decoy, sword, health. Place mimic here, step there. Mimic is here. Health's still there. I can go fetch him at this point without getting the... Well, no, I don't fetch him at this point, so I used this mimic to go there. Then I step here and drink this, putting it here with its sword there. That seems cool. You know, the big part in my plan that's still missing is the idea of getting health onto this. I still don't have a way to do that. But... I cannot ever put a decoy here. That's impossible. So it's only Mimic, Health, and B-Throw, and maybe Gentry Eye if I could release it. That could step there. And if I've already drunk the Mimic Potion, then I can't place it here and step up there and get it in there. If I were to do that, I would still have a problem up here, because I'd have to make a northwest step with that fire trap already off, which would mean the Mimic would have to be here. It would necessarily step here. Reactivating the fire trap, and that tunnel doesn't have a destination, so B-Throw would be stuck. So it has to be health here. Not the Mimic. Couldn't really be the Gentry Eye either, unless the Mimic or health is standing and staying there. Okay. So yeah, two components missing in my plan. Getting health to step here, and well, I guess this is the same component, getting him up against this surface so he can step there. There's not a lot of horizontal space here. I feel like I'm just, like, taking the wrong action. Trying to do something that maybe, like, the secret variant will ask me to do, but... normal variant's more lenient than asking me to do such a ridiculous thing. Once I've placed you there... and then that's one of my resources used up. I can't use you to get health into this position. I can't use anything to get health into this position. That's not entirely true, right? So now wait, why would I put a decoy here with his sword there, instead of starting one here, and putting another one there facing north? That makes a lot more sense. And it might be a little easier to get health.
Come on.
Okay.
Well... Hey.
I died. Ow,
Hey.
that hurts.
No. And I mean, it's already too late by that time. I want you there. But I don't know how to make that happen. Because you just don't step that way. Okay, I know one way to make it happen. There, it happens. Perfect. If you were there, then I do still need the other decoy, and the other decoy can't be placed yet. I have to wait on it. Well, so if I did this, well, health. Stop for a moment.
No problem.
Then I'm out of decoy potions, and that's taken away my reason to want to move southwest. And there's still nothing to help Half get into this row. I mean, okay, so yeah, any east does that. That's why I want a decoy sword to stop him from moving east. What am I missing? There's got to be something big that I'm missing. Am I just, like, completely going down the wrong path here? Alright, so what are my constraints? I have to step on this to clear the room. Because I have to step on it and walk back, both of these two plates need to be held down in a stable way. Current hypothesis is that Half goes here, and the Mimic goes here. Maybe I'm overlooking the usefulness of the Gentry. Maybe there's more I can do with it than I'm predicting. Like, it could totally go here, maybe. I mean, okay, well. If Chainboy were to come through here, while Half's doing that, would it block him?
Follow me.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, he goes nowhere because the Gentry Eye's there. Wait, but he's moving now. Why? Oh, because he has a way out here. Yeah, no, that means nothing, because if I covered this up...
Okay.
Even moving the Gentry Eye, he won't go anywhere until there's a clear enough path. So, Gentry Eye in front would be a problem for getting Half to do that. Pretty hard to make anything work in this room. Okay, I discovered a way to get Half to step here, at least, using all my resources. So first of all, let's try this and see if it gets me anywhere.
Come on.
Okay.
So I can run him around this decoy to get him against that wall. I think that step might be unnecessary because he ends up there anyway. Then I can step here, step north, turn south, and he ends up there. Any other movement, and he seems to prefer to go south instead for some reason. Health preferences are not a thing that I'm particularly familiar with. So if I'd spend only one decoy doing that,
Follow me.
let's see if I can get this to work the same. So I put him there, do this, and there we go. That's how I can get him up there. Alright. So not too complicated, it just requires obstacle here, obstacle here. And I could also do the Mimic thing. But let's see about this Gentry Eye. Let's just see what happens. So it comes up ahead of Half. Half stops there. That's fairly ideal?
We're here.
No problem.
So then what if I did this?
Come on.
Okay.
So he stops there because the Gentry Eye is moving. The Gentry Eye won't be able to proceed past there. Half is stuck. And I just did this room without the Mimic Potion. Okay. I imagine there was an easier way to do that. But hey, I accidentally created a challenge here, huh? Rabscuttle. 54 moves. What do you do? That looks a little more like what I was trying to do.
Stay put.
Yeah, sure.
There. So yeah, I was thinking about playing with a Mimic. Oh. In a way that could force Half to do things like that. So that's how you do that, I guess. Okay, so maybe useful technique to know for the future. Then the Mimic does that. Okay, so Rabscuttle also doesn't drink a potion. And also gets an angry Gentry Eye after him. Okay. Is that also unconventional? Let's see. Insoluble solution. Looks pretty similar. No, okay, so you're doing that now. You do get a Mimic. What the? Oh! With those swords, Beether is isolated, so Half's only... There are a lot of ways to do this room. That's pretty cool. Disoriented. You have your own way of doing it?
Follow me.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Oh man, look at all these variations. So this is basically what Insoluble did, just creating a longer path around here than the slightly more appealing path there. Okay. Huh. I wonder which one of these is like the official way. Laura, show me how you do it.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the same thing. Right, okay. So a lot of those are variations on that same idea. Okay, wow. What a weird and pretty cool room with so many different ways to do it. Alright, well, I'm happy with the one I discovered. Alright, so secret variant up there. At some point I'll get to that, I guess. Yeah, I'll see you next time to explore maybe that or maybe this way.